So here we go. So that part and the S and the chains here, we're gonna do that. I'm not sure if we would be able to finish all. Now, this is what I am talking about, that section. Okay. Last time we did, it looks a little crooked. Oh, we're gonna have to add this detail also. So we're gonna modify it to make it looks better. And now set up the project as usual. And this way, Maya will know where to look for image plane or some other thing, like when we render some image out and set. So let me show you. Here we go. So these the finished bottom part. Here we go. And this is a optional, guys, but it's nice to have. And so if I move this down, look like this. And the bottom has been split into quad.
I don't mean to interrupt, but are you going to share your screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Oh, you're okay.
I thought that I did. Hold on. Yes, I'm an old man. Keep forget things. Let's see. Where is...
There's no way you're an old man. Not the way you move in the gym. There's no way.
Oh, thank you. Here we go. All right. So now okay. So this is basically when you look at on the let's take a look at this. We can't just leave it like that. And if you use a cleanup, Maya will try to subdivide so that any more than 4 sides will be subdivided. But can you see it looks not uniform? It's uniform but not pretty like what we want. Not flow, because we're concerned about the edge flow. So this way you kind of specify 4 corner only, and it can be any layout. Let me delete this. If I do something like this, multi-cut, cut here. Oh, I cut the wrong. Hold on one. So right here, nope, one more. There to here. Now can you see it's 4 again? So there is no fixed rule. That's what I'm trying to say, how you cut it, as long as the edge flow kind of lean into a quad. So it can be anything. Here we go. As long as avoiding triangle. So that's what I did. Now on this section though, there's a little trick before we fix this section. So on this section, it's a little trick here, because based on the image, let's see, font view, here we go. Font aside, can you see this is the center section, and these indents, the detail of indents is 2 sides, equal side. So now what you need to do is when you started with a body, can you see? Because 16 span, right? So now it's look like this. 2, so it's about 4 on the side here. Now what I did is I just extrude like this, 1, skip faces, and then I extrude, and then you twist them. So when you twist, you should be on the face so that you won't twist something, you don't twist triangle. So can you see it right here? Oop. So if I rotate, here we go. And now it's straight line, but I twist it. Now, when you twist it with this rotation, you will not get a precision at all. So what I did is, I did something like this. Let me delete that face. So after I continue to extrude, I cut the face off, and then I separate this, like extract face. Here we go. So now there are two different objects. And then I use the rotation. So now when I rotate, would be easier if you have a little landmark to match, like that straight line, this straight line. Because on the original, after you detach them, it will look kind of like this, right? Here we go. Here we go, right? That's when I did it. So after I extracted, so I'm gonna bring it back. Here we go. I do multi-cut tool. The reason that I use multi-cut tool because I wanted to split in the middle on this section. I have to hold Control key, and to get it in the middle, if you add Shift, it will snap 10%. But if you just let go Shift, if you use middle mouse click, it will insert halfway, 50% on the left, 50% on the side. And then I rotate it. So I did a little math. It's about 33.75. So if I do, let me bring it back to math. 33.75. Here we go. So if I freeze it, modify freeze. So now this is the original. Like after I model this section, and then I cut the face, just delete the row of the face so that I can twist them. And then I just twist. So 33.75. Now, how that number coming in, I start off with this. I did not know exactly the number. I tried to do math like 8 divided by 360. I didn't get it right. It's just because it's not 8 span. It's 16, but has to be plus 1. Had to be 1 divided of 16. The reason is this. That's why I use multi-cut and hold Control key. When you do multi-cut, if you hold Control key, it will run the loop. Now, if you use middle mouse button to click, you insert in the middle, not the left mouse click, middle mouse. Now, I use that line, basically, and I kind of started to rotate it until it's kind of close to that center. Let's see if it's the center. That's not the right one. Here we go. Like this. Here we go. And then I read the number here. So, and oh, I cut 2 lines by accident. Sorry. Let me delete one. Here we go. So, object mode. And I just try to match that. So this is, I try 11 something. You can try 11 too, but because somehow I did rotate twice. So mine's 33.7. Oh, I make a mistake. When I freeze transform, it caused that. So in this case, I can't do 33.7 anymore. So I'm gonna have to eyeballing it. It just let's go to the front view. Here we go. It's just because I already rotated on my original, and then I freeze transform. Just try to show you the how I do it. It changing the volume. So let me try 11 by 11, just 11. So 11 is too far to the left. So 11 point, oops. So this is exactly how I do it. 11.25 is too far, 11.25. So 11.25 is close enough. And then I'm gonna just remove this line because I don't need it anymore. Shift right mouse click, delete edge. And then combine two of them together and shift right mouse click and combine. Now delete history so that Maya doesn't take too much time to calculate this. But make sure save into different version. So now, because the edge is exactly same number of edges, let me go to heads up display Polygon. Says 16. If I double click on here, it also says 16. In this case, we can use bridge tool. You don't have to use a pen to polygon. It takes too much time, unless they are not equal numbers. If they are not equal numbers, you have no choice. You have to use a pen to polygon. So now, when I shift right mouse click, bridge. So, I got to go to edge first. Double click on the edge loop. And try to double click the edge loop that are close to each other, like parallel to each other. You don't want to double click on here and then shift double click on this section. It may twist too much. So I shift double click right here. If I switch to 4, look like this. 5. And then shift right mouse click, choose bridge. And that's it. And you're done. So here we go. And when you extrude this section, you just select the face, skip the face, and extrude them at once, so that less time to build because they all symmetrical. So does it make sense? And if you remember on extrude, if somehow you do one by one, after you extrude, you change the volumes. Let's see, here we go. And maybe you push in or push out. You can do copy add to build. When you select the next one, you can press G to repeat the tool, and then you can paste. This is another way too. So, but you still have to do 8 times. So you could just select all 7 and then do it once. Now, and in this section, in this model, I did comparison. So this is the original, the number 8 cap that we duplicate from the side and reuse it. Now, because this section has more number than on the side. This has 18 also, 16 or 18, I don't remember. So it means it's going to have a lot of triangle, right? So see, that's so many triangle there. So when I press 3, it will look like this. But it looks uniform enough. This way, because of the available line, the section on the base has more number than this section. And this section, we limit the number, like we don't cut all the way through there. We just want to limit. But because you already have so many lines, what you could do is, you can do like this too. Cut all the way. These are full corner, except this section. That's 3, and this section. So they all run around. Now, you don't have to do like this, but I just want to show it to you that there's a possibility that you can wireframe. And can you see it now? This has less triangle. But both of them looks uniform. So, and you can see, this has a little different. I didn't cut stop continuity. So So that's why the line seems a little less. This section I cut a lot. This continuity on the edge, a lot. See? So that one is less. Okay, that's the idea of how you make body part, the bottom part. And the bolt for the crown bolt, I'm gonna create a new video and I'm gonna just give it to you. You can do it on your own time. So, and next week, the only lecture I have left is lighting. Lighting, it should take like maybe less than an hour or even half an hour. That's all. So from this weekend to next week until Friday will be studio time, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, studio time. And you turn in on Monday of 15. Okay. Any questions about that? So now, I'm gonna.
Okay, so do we have a lecture next Friday then?
No, next Friday will be studio, and you will most likely you will get Wednesday studio too, and
Okay.
for Monday would be just only half of the section will be lecture on. Hold on. Let me reduce the. Here we go. Will be what I was saying. Monday, yes. Monday will be probably half of the section. However, though, on Wednesday, I'd like you to at least come and check in with me, just in case you have a questions or I might have something to give a little quick demo. But on Friday, you can come or you can just stay offline. That's fine. Okay. And but on Friday, I will be available in my office, so I will leave the classroom open, just in case if you need help, you can just pop in, okay, during class time on Friday. So now let's fix that. To fix it, okay, let's take a look at this one. This one, see, I make some change. Not this one. So. What happened is Samuel did finish and it looks so crooked because it's larger area. So now, how many of you finished the font part?
I did.
Samuel did. Anybody else?
I did.
Oh, good. So I'm going to show you how to take it apart so that you can build only one side on the left to modify them and remirror it. So to make things a little easier. So now for people who did not finish the font and the top yet, don't worry, just ignore this process. So now the process is I wanted to keep this one and I wanted to build this section and then mirror it. Now in Maya though, if you double click on move to or rotate to or scale to, you have symmetry setting. You could try to use that, like object X. So now what happened is if I select this face, can you see? Select two faces. You could do that too. However, only on these tiny details that you will not get precision. And sometimes it will not really cut like what you wanted on the other side. So the best way is for that little detail, if it's larger detail like this, you're fine. It will work. But this one, not quite, because I tried, it won't work. So now what we need to do for people who had this, you just need to take this out. Like for example, get rid of. You could select all the faces, or you can try to use bridge tool like what I did with the bottom. This time, let's keep everything intact and we're gonna just merge it. Oops, sorry guys, I forgot to turn off my phone. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to either front view or side view so that I can cut them, select them correctly. So I wanted to take apart this section. So I'm gonna Control Shift, right mouse click, and choose Extract. Don't touch, don't move, just go to object mode. And now they're split. So now we're gonna do the same with the font. You just pick any part actually. So in this case though, I would, to be safe, I would select on the anything that, go to face. Sorry. When you are on wireframe mode, you really have to right click on wireframe. Face. And, sorry, I select something. And I'm gonna select like that. Here we go. So what I'm selecting is, I select all the way to here. And I'm gonna extract. So now on the bottom two, if you don't finish, you just ignore this bottom part. So I already finished it. So I'm gonna extract. I'm gonna select all that and subtract. So that I select right here. Okay. And then extract. So now they all extract. I'm gonna create an extra layers. So I have layer 2 on it. I'm gonna select that surface, go to object mode, this one and that one, and then put inside that layer. I can name that like temp layer. There we go. So, and I can put this in there too. Oh, how did I accidentally did not select that, so hold on. I'm gonna have to extract that. Oh, this time you can separate because there are two components now. Sorry, I can separate it. Then I'm gonna have to connect that later. I accidentally did that. Did not completely select. That's no big deal. Okay, so now if I turn on wireframe on shade, and I'm gonna turn on poly count. Display, heads up display, poly count. Let me put that in there too. And then I just turn off the layers. So now we're gonna split this half. Here we go. So, face. Oh, I gotta turn off, sorry, I forgot. Turn off symmetry. And delete. That's it. So now if you already make that detail, we need to get rid of this. And I think this is good so that I can show you how to remove the unwanted surface or part of the polygon and so on. Now, to remove the polygon, let's select face quick, press F so that shift the camera pivot to that. So now to remove the polygon, you have to remove the edge. And you will use the combination of edge delete edges, and then press 3 to see if there's any edge left out. So now if you wanted to select this loop of the edges, if you double click on it, it may not select it, right? Because it's based on, I think by default it said 30 angle, and then we'll select the loop. Anything over 45 or 90, it will not. So there's another technique too. If I select this face, it's basically select all 4 edges. If I go to selection menu, I can convert selection to edges. So face to edge. And then now I select those edges. And then you can delete them. Now the shortcut to delete is Control Delete, right? Control Delete is basically this shortcut. Under Delete Edge and Vertex. Control Delete. Here we go. So you could do that. Control Delete. Here we go. So now you remove those edges. It means the face. So now same here. And I didn't do it good. Can you see that's overlap? This is gonna cause me a problem, but that's okay. We're gonna remove anyway. So select face, can you see that's, I didn't pay attention. When I offset too high. That's why it started to intersect. Luckily, we're gonna delete them anyway. So selection, convert selection, you can tear these off so that it float. And then now you can convert to edges. And control delete, because delete face. Now, because I did something incorrect from the beginning, so this is why you need to check. There's an edge there. If you press 3, you will see a strange thing happening there. So if I press 1, now there's an edge right there. So I'm gonna have to delete that again. Control delete. Here we go. Now if I press 3, it looks okay. Good. So now, same as this section, I can select face, convert to edge, and control delete. So now I can start it to delete edge. And in this case, you need to select all the way. Oh, I left this out, so I'm gonna just control select. Here we go. And now control delete. Here we go. So now it's gone. Not gone totally yet. Here we go. Control delete. Now press 3 to see if you left out any line or not. Because if you left out, you will see really crooked lines happening there, somewhere there. So we're done with that. Let's do 2 more. Here we go. This section, I'm gonna go 1. Now I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then convert to edge, control delete. So the first one I did one by one just to show you the technique. Now when you already know, you could do something quick, like there, here, and there, and control delete. And you kind of want to delete like partial, like fully loop first and then partially loop. There's a reason, because so that it started to remove things and they looks right at that moment. Because if you keep delete something without making a plan of looping, you might left out something by accident, and the shape might looks a little awkward during the delete. So now I'm going to do this one. Select face, ship. Let me press F to frame selection. Here we go. So that I can rotate at that pivot point. Convert to edge. Control delete. Once again, control delete is a shortcut of delete edges. Now at this point, we already know I can skip. I select all, like just only that. Control delete. Now it's gone. Press 3 to see if we left out anything. We don't. So good. Here we go. So I'll give you a few minutes, and we're gonna remodel that part. So that part is it's kind of sharp right there, really sharp. Here we go. So the big one is really. Here we go, and close to that. Okay, I'm gonna close this. I'm done with that. I think I'm gonna modify this section a little bit, right there. It just, I wanted to have a little higher angle. So I'm gonna, and less gap. Here we go. And then I'm gonna scale uniformly. There we go. Now, while you scaling, guys, can you see this line started to crooked? You can temporarily remove that line so that they look kind of projecting in the one direction. And it's just a little trick. There we go. And then I'm gonna have to scale that up a little bit. That's it. Okay. And I can cut it up. I can cut it again to cut it back after I remove. You can use insert edge loop or multi-cut. If multi-cut, you need to hold control key. If you add shift, you snap. Here we go. I'm going to just cut like that. Okay. So now, to do it, let's make decision. This time, I'm going to go this direction. So it will be 1 here, 2, and 3 there. So now, to cut it, if you remember, let me save this. Hold on. I got to save into different version. So this one will be it. Here we go. Let me open the sample one moment so that you see how it looks. Okay, so let's look at this one. I did not finish that. Here we go. It looked like this. You split 2 sides in between that corner, and that will kind of give a little equal weight on left and right. So when we press smooth, it doesn't look crooked because they distribute equal distance, equal stop continuity. So both sides doesn't look crooked. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Let me make sure my project is there. Okay, here we go. So now, this time we're gonna have to use multi-cut tool again. Here we go. And you need to hold shift. The reason is so that we get equal space. So if I hold shift, so I'm gonna start it, I think from here, I think. Hold shift, click, I let it snap to 90% and 90%, 90, this one is at 10 because kind of reverse, but still 10%. And then we're gonna stop right there. And I forgot, we need to stop right here too. Right there. Okay. And then do it again, hold shift. Let's start it from this corner, hold shift. 10, 10, 10, and then don't hold shift. Here we go. And press enter to execute it. Come on. Okay. So it look like this. Okay. Now we're gonna extrude 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 phases. And shift right mouse click, extrude phase, and then push out. Now when you push it out, these will kind of flat out, like flat. We need to modify the edge. So just get the thickness you want and make sure you look at on this because we want to match all 3. Why don't we, whatever the distance on the local Z you got, as long as you satisfied it, you can press 3 to see how it looks and look at on the reference so that you can see how you should, the proportion of it. There we go. So I think that would be good enough, the height. So now, you could copy this, copy attribute, so that the second and the third, you don't have to memorize this volume, just paste it. Okay, so, oh, hold on guys. If you don't split them first, when you copy this, it will, after you do something else, probably won't save into the what do you call, into the clipboard. So how about just make it even number? Let's do like not odd number, 0.006. Here we go. Instead of 0.058. And you can write it down. I'm gonna just memorize. So 0.06. Okay. So now go back to 1. We need to reduce that flare. And plus, we need this to be flat, straight line based on the image. See, it's flat. So we need that to be flat. So to do it, I'm gonna move edges. So we're gonna move those edges together, 4 edges. And we kind of try to match the center line. Now turn on move to. Now, because we choose the side, look. If I look at right here, we could just move straight line like this. Can you see? And then just eyeballing it. Here we go. Now, you could scale down so that what I'm looking at is this line and that line. I want it to be straight line. Here we go. And then here we go. So now on this section is okay though. When we do a section that has angle, we're gonna have to use a little bit more on a custom translate, and I'll show it to you how to do it. So now they look flat. The next thing is we need to push this down, right? There we go. So if I select these edges, here we go. And I'm gonna select this one also. So 4 edges. When I turn on move tool, this is gonna be hard to move. If I move it down like this, it's kind of okay actually. It's just because there's straight line on this side. So just move it down, and this might be too much. Like that, I'm concerned about this line. Press 3 while you're moving so that you can see it started to pinch. Basically, we have to slide this section later. It's just because it's stop continuity, so it's kind of if you think about what is it like maybe a rubber hose. When you push it closer, can you see they go like this? Oh, hold on, let me change the cap. Well, I can't change. But you got an idea, right? Like when you squeeze them together, can you see they become kind of create that shape? Okay. So we will fix that later after we done all of them, because to fix it, it's basically this kind of thing. Can you see? You reduce that, you reduce this, and then you will get it. Okay. Press 1. So now I'm gonna push this forward a little bit. Here we go. Okay. And now you might need to check on the top view because you can see a little better. Can you see the line started not to be, it's a little crooked there. Actually, right here, we probably have to move a little bit. I'm gonna grab vertices and just move like this so that it cuts straight like that. Now, let's take a look at this section. Oh, I can actually move this down a little bit. I just grabbed the vertices in the moment. Here we go. Okay. So now this section though, if it's crooked like this, you can fix it really easy. If you just select all of those edges and cut it and delete it to remove. Here we go. Now they will look straight line, right? Like projecting into one axis. And then you just cut it back. Just go to cut, and you can hold shift so that they have a same space. This one you have to let go shift. Here we go. So now when you look at it, it's straight line. So this is like re-layout technique, re-topo technique. So now when we press 3 again, okay, and you can start it to create a sharp corner. So basically, we're going to just use the extrude technique and then just offset it. You can start it to, I think it should be like really low, 0.01 or 0.015. 2 might be too much. And then now this section also, left and right, they are the same, so I'm gonna just do them at once. Now this one you need to pay attention because the gap is so small. So let's try 0.01 first. 0.01 is good. It's not intersect or anything. Oh, I might be able to try 0.015. Yeah, 0.15 is good. Let's press 3 to see how it looks. Here we go. And do we need the top? We'll see. Let's turn this off. I don't think we need the top. We don't need to stop continuity or fencing on this section because it's already sharp enough. If we do it, it might be too much. Let me show it to you anyway. Just choose 0.01. Press. And I'm gonna undo it. Yep. There we go. Well, I think it's too much. So I'm gonna undo. We don't need that. Here we go. This is good enough. Like that. Here we go. So it's not crooked anymore. And this pinch we're gonna have to fix. But because we don't want to fix it right now, well, we could. Let's do it right now so that the other section looks okay right away. So you just move the line. Make sure you move a full corner. Oh no, the whole loop. And you slide. Shift right mouse click, slide edge. And then you just slide. I'm gonna kind of spread that a little bit so that the line's not too crooked. And most likely, let me undo quick. I should do this side too. Let's press 1. I need to move. If I need to move this area, so I probably gonna have to do like this. And that one too. There we go. And you can try if oh, well, sorry guys, you can't slide because you can't slide that. That one you have to move. So I think I did this too soon. Here we go. So I'm gonna select this edge and remove. I did it too soon. So here we go. I think that's better. Okay, so now I'm gonna select that loop. Here we go. And that one. And slide. I just too far. Here we go. Checked on the left. Good. Okay. So slide edge. Turn on move. Press 3 so that we can see it and started to slide it out. Here we go. We can't do that much because slide this one out. I think we gotta let go. It's gonna be a little crooked right there. It just a little bit of that. I think that should be okay. Let me see. I know this is much better, but I mean, what we can do though, if we really want that, we're gonna have to cut all the way here, but that might change the shape. No, just leave it like that. That's okay. Just a little bit of it. And if you think that I am trying to think if I could, if I go to press, oops, sorry, 2, so that I can see the vertex. Well, no, if I change this, it might make it worse. Yes, because gonna see that gap. It's just because of that triangle that caused the pinch. Let it go. This is fine. Here we go. So now I'm gonna just select that again. Extrude offset 0.015. Here we go. Okay. All right. So now I'm not going to do all. Oh well, let me do one more because this time will be right here. It's gonna have an angle. So when you flat the top part, you can't just use a regular orientation. So let's do this together one more time. Gonna press one back and let me check, double check. That's good. Okay. Actually, this section can go out a little more. Let me do this one first. Press 3 again. Slide. Let's slide it out a little bit. Yeah. So if I press 2, I can see how much space I slide. Here we go. Right. Okay. Press 1 back. Okay. All right. So now, right here, multi-cut tool, and start from here, hold shift, 10, 10, 10, and then go to there, and then hold shift, 10, 10, 10%. Here we go. Press enter. Select 4 phases. Hey guys, sometime I think if you click on the modeling toolkit, if you are able to select multiple components like this, it means this is on. Now, this is dangerous because can you see when I accidentally select edge with phase, when I extrude, I'm gonna get non-manifold, and plus it's gonna be irregular geometry. Gonna have a lot of N-gon on it. So I like to turn this off, like multi-component, turn it off. Don't use it. You use it time to time, but not often at all. So let's delete history. Alt-Shift-D. When you delete history, you need to be on object mode. So now select 4 faces, extrude, and I already remember 0.06 on translate Z, that's the height. Here we go. So now, this time though, we could not just move. Like if I pick edges, 4 edges again. If I turn on move to, it's crooked, right? Because we didn't do a straight line like that. That is a horizontal to the workspace. So what you need to do is, if you hold W key, if you remember, hold W key is a shortcut to access a move, because W is move to, E is rotate, R scale, Q selection. You can use this in conjunction, like hold W key and left mouse, click and hold. Let me go back. Okay. Shift, exits, custom, and this time we're gonna set to edge. The reason is because these edges are perpendicular. So I wanted to match with that direction, not like projecting straight line from the center of this. So now, when I move, here we go, it's moved perpendicular to this trajectory. So now I get what I want. Now, we can scale it down. If you press scale, on the scale may not match. Can you see? This one is kind of almost matched. Let me look at on the side. See if it really match. Oh, actually it does. So lucky. What if it's not? If it's not, you need to do sample with W key again. Oops, I extruded by accident. Hold on. Really be careful about that. W key, left mouse click, exit, custom. This time you may custom to realign that edge again, or this face would be okay too, because the trajectory, they are similar. So now we are good at this moment. So I can, and I forgot to move it back. I undo it. So I can scale first and move it. And look at the line. If it's straight, good. Here we go. So now we're done with that. And the next thing is we need to move this down, like right here. So we already know that we're going to have to delete this later because it's a, let's do it now. And then the reason that we want to delete this section, Alt Shift delete edges or Control delete. The reason is because when we push this, we wanted this edge, even though there will be two span of edges, but we want them to be kind of shooting in one direction. So now I can't just move on here. I have to change the translate orientation. Hold W key, left mouse button, exits, custom, set to edge, and set to this edge. Now I can push it down really close, and I think I should push it this way. Here we go. So, and what you need to look at it, you check this section, this line, not deep inside the level of that corner, of its own corner. Like for example, if I move too much, it's kind of concave in, can you see? So have to be careful. I think that's it. And I look at the trajectory right here. This trajectory, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. So I think I'm good. Now I can do multi-cut and cut this back. Hold Shift. Here we go. So that it snap equal to left and right. Here we go. Press 3. Here we go. And then the next thing is stop continuity. So you can select the side, two sides at once, and then extrude, offset 0.01. I use 0.015, so here we go. I'm gonna try to sync with the last one. Here we go. And then I can press G. G is repeat the command. Offset 0.015. Now I'm done. So that's what you're gonna have to do on the other section right here on the third one. You do it on yourself, by yourself. Now let's pretend you guys don't have to do this section. Wait. Let's do it. Let's finish it. And then so that when we mirror and I connect everything, you don't have to worry about, I mean, if we don't do today, you're going to have to cut half again and then finish this, because we're going to do the detail on the hook here. So let's do one more. And 1, 2, 3. So I think this would be the ideal, this section right here. Multi-cut tool and cut from here. Hold Shift, 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 and then let go Shift, Shift again. And I can shift all the way, just skip because they are straight line. There we go. Quicker. And gonna, once again, that's what's on again. I must be shortcut I did. Here we go. The multi-cut. I mean like multi-component, not multi-cut. Extrude, and I already know 0.06. There we go. And same technique, select edges, turn on move to, shift W, left mouse button, choose axis, custom to edge. Pick that edge. I'm gonna flatten it first. There we go. And when I turn on scale, still on that axis, so I can scale it. There you go. And on this section, I already know that I have to remove this so that I don't have to try to match them. Delete, select that. Here we go. And I'm gonna have to change the translate axis to edge again. Here we go. And push it down really close there, but not touch. And then move it forward. Look at on the side. I think that's all I could do. Don't focus on this section. I mean, if you flatten it, it's gonna bend like this. You don't want it. So focus only on the center when you look at on the angle. So now multi-cut, started right here, hold shift, and I can skip because it's straight line. If it's straight line, you are allowed to, Maya will let you skip. Here we go. And I already know what I need to do, so I select 4 faces together, extrude, and offset is 0.015. There we go. And then the fourth one, press G to repeat the command, and then type 0.015. Now I am done. So now we're going to put them back. Save the file. I'm going to save scene as version 8, and then I'm going to save another one. Control Shift S will be 8A. Just in case something wrong, I can go back to 8. Here we go. So now mirror it. So select, Shift right mouse click, mirror, open up option. I build it from the left side, the right side, and Y is always up. C is front, X is the side. Look at on the tripod so that you won't get confused. Now, mirror minus X. Do not merge border because we have 1 border, 2 border, 3, and 4 border. That will cause Maya to try to merge this section to the other section and it will look kind of weird. Will look strange. Looks distorted. It's like destroy the shape. So don't merge border, just uncheck, but we want combine to become a single object. And right now it's on world space. Well, let's turn on, it's right on the center, so it will work. However though, let's use object space because use the pivot point of the object. I already explained this last time. You can also use bounding box because it will work because these lines are flat. See on the center, they are straight lines. So that if you do bounding box, these might have problem or something crooked like this. It will not be able to merge. It will mirror it for you, but it most likely you're gonna get space like this shape, but on the other side. Now, if somehow you run across that problem though, what you can do, Well, really easy using scale technique to fix those lines. So, for example, I can grab, let me show it to you because this might happen to you later. There we go, like that. So you can just go to vertex, grab all the vertices, and then you can use scale 2 and scale. So now see it's straight line. And because we build it from the center of the workspace, I can hold X key and then I can do snap to grid. Here we go. So now it's come back. Okay. If something like this happen, okay, most likely no. So mirror, I can use bounding box. Let's shift right mouse click and choose polygon display, turn on border edges so that we can see the thick line of the border. Mirror, oops, hold on. So delete history, Alt Shift D, because we cut, it may not use the correct center of the bounding box because it might use the original bounding box. So click, here we go. Now it's work. Make sure you delete history before you do this, just in case. And, oh, sorry guys, wrong option, I forgot. Right here, I uncheck combine. We want to combine, but we don't want merge. Do not merge, border. I forgot. Here we go. So now they are a single object but two elements. If I shift right mouse click, polygon display, toggle border edges, I can see the border right there. Can you see? On the center. So now we're gonna just have to select all the vertices on the center, and luckily they are right on top of each other. So if I do shift right mouse click, merge vertices, merge vertices, and let's use the lowest first, 0.01. When I click apply, it's merged. Now you have to check, because sometimes if these two are within 0.01 will merge together. So you might get merged unwanted vertices. So be careful about that. Using the low first. Now I can bring back all my stuff from there. So I'm gonna combine these two first. Shift right mouse click, combine. There we go. And you make sure border edge still show. I can see right there border edges. Now we're gonna use a convert selection technique. So I can select, if you switch to wireframe so that you can see, if I region drag like this on those thick lines, I'll select two edges together. Let me deselect right now, right? See, no selection right there. So right click and choose edge. You have to do like this. If you double click, shift double click, you select the loop also, but you do not know which loop you select, right? You want to make sure that you wanted to select two on this side and that side of the surface. And then you use selection continuous edges. So it will run the loop of those two edges. So these are two loops, 40, because 20 each. Now we're gonna convert selection to vertices. So now you select 40 vertices. When we merge, it will become 20. So go to shift right mouse click, merge vertices, option, just in case, 0.001, click apply. Now it said 20. So it means I did merge correctly. Nothing left out. Switch to 5, press 3. When you press 3, you may see something strange too if you do something wrong. So now we're gonna do the same with this section, top and bottom, and combine. And then same technique, I switch to 4. I just region drag so that I select 2 edges. Selection menu, continuous edges. Section menu, convert to vertex, and merge vertices. If the option is still not there, you have to shift right mouse click, merge vertices option, click apply, and done. So now, what about the bottom? The bottom, right here. So same thing, combine, select the edges. I'm going to switch to 4 so that I won't select something else and will cause me headache because it might merge something else that I don't want I'm not intending, doesn't intend it to. Selection, continuous edge, selection, convert selection to vertex, and merge vertices option, done. So now we are ready to build that detail, the hook. And with the hook, let me stop this video so that you have 2 videos. The